Hey everyone, and welcome back to today's video. We're heading straight into Judge Middleton's courtroom, where he finally decides it's time to give sovereign citizens their very own special label, Borgov. Trust me, it only gets better from here, so let's jump right in.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Kirk Edwin Jensen?
Yes, I have documents in here that I just filed with the clerk, and I need to submit them here.
Is that this thing called non-statutory abatement?
That's it.
All right, I got it. I provided a copy to Miss Davis. It's entitled Kirk Edwin Jensen, Reign Citizen, Reign of Heavens, a set apart place with an address. Non-statutory abatement.
Non-statutory abatement. Well now, that's a new one. I'll give him credit for originality. After hearing the same recycled nonsense from sovereign citizens over and over again, it's almost refreshing to hear a brand new flavor of lead paint logic. Unfortunately for him, a non-statutory abatement exists only in his imagination, and Judge Middleton has zero interest in entertaining delusions.
File number 23660ST, charges operating with no license. Charge 23661, charged with operating with no license in your possession. I don't think you can be convicted of both of those, as I said at our arraignment. And then the third count is a civil infraction, no proof of insurance, could probably be charged as no insurance, but it was charged as a civil infraction.
I have the proof of that here,
May I see it? All right, that's the person that owned the car.
Correct. Yep.
All right. Let Debbie see that. All right. We had kind of a chase our tails around at the time of the arraignment. You are, what do you wish to be, a Reign citizen?
I have a social compact and a body politic, which gives the authority for the credentials that I had when I had given them to Mr. Brooks at the time.
When you say credentials, are we talking about that imaginary first-place ribbon from the crayon-eating Olympics, or are you referring to the fake driver's license and counterfeit passport you handed to police officers as identification?
And the officer that wrote the ticket.
Right. You had said that you were going to try to get those from him and see them for yourself.
Yeah, I don't know whether Miss Davis got that or not.
We did get additional information from the agency in Detroit regarding passports, and they confirmed that they are fraudulent. So if this doesn't get resolved today with the plea as charged to these misdemeanors, then we will be amending to have felony charges.
And just like that, your brilliant decision to forge a homemade passport comes back to haunt you. That is, unless you choose to plead out on the misdemeanors today. But if sovereign citizens have taught us anything, it's this: they'd rather walk straight into a felonious future than admit they were wrong and accept a far less damaging outcome.
People call themselves different things. The common vernacular term had become sovereign citizen.
And I do not claim that in any way, shape, or form.
All right.
I rebut that. I completely rebut that statement.
All right. Well, I tried to think of a term for it.
Well,
just a minute.
Okay.
Let me get my thoughts together here. We had a guy, Mr. Aiken, a couple of weeks ago, and we went round and round with him, and he wanted a jury trial, and he didn't show up, and then he was found in contempt, and he went to jail. And I said, well, how about willfully misinformed defendant? That's too cumbersome. Or willfully ignorant defendant. And then I was laying in bed between then and now, and I thought, follow me here. Mimsy, it's from the poem Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. It was written in the 1800s. It's a nonsense poem that doesn't mean anything. And more importantly, there was a science fiction story written maybe during the war called Mimsy Where the Boro Grows. It's a very interesting story about some toys that were sent from the future back to here. It's pretty relevant right now with cell phones. And the third line is Mimsy were the Borogroves. And what is a Borogrove? It doesn't make any sense. So my term for these people that come in with this kind of nonsensical jabberwocky is going to be Borogroves. So this is Borogrove. It doesn't mean anything, and neither do your pleading.
Judge Middleton is out here delivering the ponytail of justice. And after hearing him talk about Borgovs, yes, that's actually how it's pronounced, I found a couple of interesting things worth sharing. First, after Alice reads the poem Jabberwocky and Through the Looking Glass, she says her head is filled with ideas, only she doesn't know what they are. Ironically, that's exactly how I feel every time I watch a sovereign citizen in court. Second, Humpty Dumpty later describes a Borgov as resembling a live mop, which raises a serious question. How did they accurately predict what a 21st century sovereign citizen would look like all the way back in the 1800s?
This non-statutory abatement and all this stuff about self-claimed contracts and Exhibit B and C has no lawful effect. So the question I have here is, do you wish to have a trial on these matters, or do you wish to enter a plea to this?
So does the body politic and social compact, is that being disregarded?
Correct.
Okay, then I'll go with the trial.
All right, then I will. Do you want to have an attorney to assist you?
No.
All right. You sow the wind and reap the whirlwind. The prosecutor is going to charge you with some sort of felony charge. What charge did you have in mind, Ms. Davis?
I believe that Prosecutor Morgan looked it up, and it was fraudulent documentation, basically manufacturing fraudulent passport.
We talked about Conch Republic passports. Whatever you had, and this false passport and some claim that somehow you had an international driver's license. You have to have a driver's license from somewhere to have an international driver's license, and this isn't it.
Mm-hmm. And I had that too. I have that too, yes.
All right. Well,
one last question. The documents that were taken by Mr. Brooks, I want to make sure that those are entered in as evidence.
You honestly cannot make this stuff up. Are you really asking for your fake passport and fake driver's license, the very evidence that proves you committed this felony, to be included at trial? Most people would beg to have that evidence excluded. But hey, you're your own lawyer, and unfortunately for you, you're representing a full-blown disaster of a client.
When the time comes.
do you have those, Deborah?
I do not have physical possession of them. As all evidence, it's held by the sheriff's department and the evidence lockers. So certainly we would introduce those as exhibits.
All right. Well, you're always polite enough, but you're.
I stand firm.
Well, the problem with this is insidiously dangerous. People decide on their own that the rules don't apply to them. And even though they're polite and respectful, you're yanking my chain, and this is a waste of our court's time and Ms. Davis's time.
I intend to prove that these things are correct.
This stuff is meaningless. And if everybody decided like you that they don't need a driver's license, they don't participate in our social contract, and they wish to use our public roadways and our streetlights and our court system, but hey, it doesn't apply to me, things would break down. The rule of law would cease to exist. So it's polite, but it's insidious and it's dangerous. What's next? I don't have the social contact, so I can punch somebody in the nose. I can kill somebody. I can sell drugs. The rules don't apply to me. I'm a RAIN citizen. Well, it don't work that way, at least not here in Michigan or in St. Joe County. Same rules apply to you that apply to everybody else. And you're going to get charged with a felony document fraud case. Do you want a bench trial or a jury trial?
Jury.
Yeah, the same thing. It's hypocritical. The rules don't apply to you, but you don't mind bringing in 30 of your citizens to come in and hear this. It's going to be
just me. It's just going to be just me.
This is why I love watching Judge Middleton. He's a no-nonsense judge who just laid out, step by step, exactly why the defendant is wrong, exactly why sovereign citizens like this drive him up the wall, and exactly what consequences the defendant is now facing.
I'm gonna set for a jury trial. Mimsy, we're the Borogroves. That's what this amounts to. 'Twas brilling on their slithy ties. It's a bunch of nonsense. And, so, Mr. Borogrove, I will see you on August 16th at 8:30.
Your Honor, just to clarify a few things in anticipation of that. As far as service, Mr. Jensen, will you accept service at the email that you have on this non-statutory abatement?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so just wanted the clarification that I'm going to send a witness list to him, make sure that he has the supplemental report from.
Yeah, there is one thing that it does have some merit in here. He asked for discovery. So yes, your request for discovery is honored, and the prosecution will provide all discovery to the defendant.
Did I just lose a wrinkle on my brain, or did Judge Middleton really just say that a sovereign citizen got something right?
Yes, so we'll be providing that to the email that's listed on this document that was filed
And what
today.
email will I use to respond?
Yours would, the email that it comes from, which is PROS
Okay.
at stjosephcountymi.org. As far as witnesses, the people would intend to call Deputy Kevin Brooks, Detective Sergeant Brian Steers, Chris Catone from the TSA, and James Herdman, Special Agent, Diplomatic Security Service from the Detroit office.
Will all that be included with the email?
Yes, I will do a written witness list.
What's that officer's name?
The last one, James Herdman, Herdman. And then potentially this Cheryl Pulaski.
The owner of the car?
Yes. I don't believe there might have been another backup officer. Let me double check. I don't know if we'll need him, but.
Even though you have these mistaken beliefs, what's your objection to having an attorney to help you with this?
I do not choose to have any bar or associates representing me.
If it is not charged as a felony, in the meantime, you're to be here August 16th at 8:30.
Okay.
And do you have any witnesses that you wish to call?
Potentially the owner of the car. I'm not sure at this point, but that would be one potential minimum.
Oh, really? So now you want to drag in the person who knowingly lets you operate their vehicle without a valid driver's license. You do realize that's a misdemeanor under MCL 257.904, right? Maybe do them a favor and stop dragging others into the ongoing process of ruining your own life.
Other
Just a minute.
witnesses, would they be available?
One precaution, the owner of the car might have a Fifth Amendment right not to testify.
Mhm.
If they're allowing you to drive the car without an operator's license, that could be a misdemeanor in and of itself. So that's something to consider. But we'll address it further. We'll see what Mr. Marvin and Ms. Davis elect to do with this.
For further witnesses, would Zoom be available?
No, they be here live and in person.
Okay.
All right, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So it looks like August 16th is the next court date for this Borgo. But before we wrap things up, Judge Middleton wants to leave us with a little bit of positivity.
They choose to call themselves by different titles. Henceforth, I'm going to refer to this type of defendant as a Borogrove. Makes me happy.
That makes me happy too. And if it makes you happy, hit that like button. If you're a sovereign citizen, feel free to hit dislike. Either way, drop a comment below and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss any future content.